Hey, Nevaeh. I saw nobody else was live, and, you know, he's over there doing his babbling again, as usual. What's up, Michigander? Do you get a bunch of snow over there, man? We got hit pretty good over the last couple days. We got a total of like 11 inches of snowfall and then another 5 or so of drifting. Most of it was fluff, though. Hey, Diana X. Yeah, thankfully most of it was just that real fluffy stuff that got cleaned up real easy. Nevaeh. I don't blame you. Oh, Diana, he's a piece of work. He's this guy that many people have tried to help, and I mean either it's help by way of helping his channel, or by giving him money, or, you know, giving him advice, whatever. And all he does is turn around and attack people like really bad, and he spends every single day lying and whining and whatever he can to beg for weed and cigarette money on his channel. Every single day without fail. It's insane. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Michigander. But what drove me to do this more than anything, first off, is anytime I say anything in his chat, he automatically blocks me. Because he knows I speak the truth. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like when people come in and tell the truth. It's ridiculous. I agree, Nevaeh. I know some people try to make fun of me because I used to save my cigarette butts to re-roll them myself. And I know he does the same. But it was like, you know, I didn't beg for cigarette money every day. Yeah, Diana, but it's like people that ask for help with like their rent or with whatever, they get called e-beggars and they get attacked forever. But this guy sits in his chat every day wanting weed money, and those same people don't say nothing to him. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have to, Michigander. Yep, that's right. I discriminate against flat earthers. But Diana, the other thing he does, hey Chi-Town, he says every single solitary time he gets online that his internet connection is being attacked. It's what's called a DOS attack. He says DDoS. Other people say DDoS. It is not fucking DDoS. That was coined by the FBI. They coined that acronym just so they could have their own special little acronym for it. How do I know? Because I was part of creating it. Way back on the IRC over 25 years ago. And the only reason I say that is because of statute of limitations. But either way, it is a DOS attack or a packetting attack. That is what we, the creators of it, called it. Yeah, Nevaeh, I used to do the same. I used to go and get a big-ass bag of tobacco and just a big a thing of rolling papers off of Wish.com, and I would get like a year's worth of rolling papers for $4. Chi-Town, he's got like 10 channels or whatever, but his primary one is Rebel City Dorks. As in, you're a dork. That kind of dorks. Separate words. So if you just search for Rebel City Dorks, it should come up. But you can't speak any truth in his chat, or he will ban you. You can't question anything he says, or he will ban you. I wouldn't be surprised if he'll start restreaming this as soon as he sees it. Normally, Andrew, Not Now Maybe Later / Drama Dome, is restreaming him every day, and we all sit in there and laugh at him. But Andrew must be busy today, so I figured, what the hell, nobody else is up, I might as well go up for a while. You know what, Diana, I've been getting on YouTube for over 15 years, and in that time, I've never seen it as a mostly positive thing, as far as chats or what attracts views or anything like that. Interesting, Happy Hippie. Well, hello. Welcome. Uncle Sloppy. Okay. But at any rate, this guy sits there every day saying that his internet connection is being DOS attacked. DOS, D-O-S, is denial of service. The FBI threw another D on there and called it distributed denial of service when using botnets and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? You always do that. Nobody DOS attacks with one computer. That would be like trying to swat a fly with a single hair. It wouldn't work. It's silly. Nobody does that. But he claims he's being DOS attacked every single solitary day. Every time he gets online. Hey, Authority. What's up, man? If anybody wants to come up, I'm fine with that, but I'm leaving up the overlay the entire time because I'm just not going to bother going through that. I don't care who's up. Nothing against anybody, but I'll just leave the overlay up. Sorry, roommate texted me from the store, was answering him. The hell was I saying? Oh, it's nothing against anybody, but I'm not even going to bother dealing with, people trying to bomb me. So if anybody wants to come up, then the overlay is going to stay up. But at any rate, as I keep throwing myself off a topic on, he keeps saying that he's getting DOS attacked over and over. I swear, every time he says that, oh, it's so aggravating. I'm not going to say what I want to do because I'm not going to get in trouble. I know, Nevaeh, I was bouncing around. I mean, I stayed offline most of yesterday. I was working on some knife scales, and then I just decided to do a Transformers marathon. I got up through Age of Extinction. But, again, trail myself up. So, the problem is, he shows his router on his camera. And he shows a flashing red light on his router. And he's like, oh, see, I'm being DOS attacked. I'm being DOS attacked. Look, look. You know, that does not mean you're being DOS attacked. At all. That means your router cannot connect to your ISP. That's literally what it means. Look in the manual for that router. I looked it up. Just to verify, even though I knew it already, because all routers do that. They all have a light that flashes when they cannot connect. His router cannot connect. Every time I start talking, my roommate's texting me. But, you know, if you look in the frickin' manual, it says right in there, it cannot connect to the ISP. Oh, I know. Yeah, that was real smart of him, right, Nevaeh? But if it was a DOS attack, you know what? Here's the nutshell of a DOS attack, people. It overloads your system with data, your connection. That's literally what it does. It uses massive amounts of bots spread across many servers to send packets of data to your computer or to the destination IP address. Now, that IP address, it could be your computer, it could be a server at the ISP, the gateway server, whatever. But now here's where he's going to say, oh, well, maybe they're attacking the gateway server then. No. If they were attacking the gateway server for this long, Comcast would have noticed, and they would have did something about it. They would have changed the IP of that gateway. They would have did something. Now, if it was his system being attacked, he would have a constant data light on his router. Like literally overloading his system with as much data as could be sent. Now, there's a reason why this works, even with today's connections. I'm not going to get into the specifics of how packet handshaking works and all that, but because I don't want to get yelled at for being too much of a geek. But the bottom line is, it is actually easy to avoid if OS makers like Microsoft and them will just implement a simple little fix into their code. Unfortunately, they don't. That's why DOS attacks still work over 25 years after we created it. You know, back in the old IRC days, we used to have bot wars, and we used to do this all the time to each other. A lot of it was in good fun. Other times it was literally to take somebody down. But, damn, I just, wrong tube. But he just doesn't get it. He doesn't even look in his own manual for his own router to see that flashing red light does not mean he's being overloaded with data. It means that he cannot connect to the ISP. It is that simple. He's it's so frustrating. I mean, it drives me absolutely wild every time he says he's being DOS attacked. I mean, and then of course, you get his little cronies in the chat over there Oh, Brian King thinks he's a computer genius. He thinks he knows software, blah, but you know what? Test me. You think I don't know about this stuff? I've been writing software since 1988. If there's one thing I know I'm an expert on, it's freaking software. Yeah, I know, Nevaeh. But it's like, it's not really hard to resolve his issue. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they looked up online the nearest Comcast store closest to his address. It is a half a mile away from him. All he has to do is take his damn router in and say, it's not working right, it keeps crashing, I keep losing signal, can you give me another one? You know, simple. And he would go home, plug it in, and he would have a new IP address. Why? Because Comcast Xfinity routers, they bind the IP to the MAC address of the router. It's really not that hard to get a new IP address. I've done it many times. You can even call and say, hey, look, I'm being attacked, blah, blah, blah. You unplug your router, you call them, and you say, please bind my IP address so I can get a new one. Even Spectrum does that for people. Spectrum's a really big pain about doing anything for anyone. But they will bind your IP address so you can get a new one if you're having issues like that. Then you just don't be dumb enough to show your frickin' IP address on your stream. Well, Nevaeh, they should already have it, though, because they use the MAC address to identify the router when it handshakes to check permissions, all that. So they know the MAC address. But either way, you don't show your damn MAC address, you don't show your password, you don't show your IP address on your live stream. You don't click random links in your frickin' emails. I mean, seriously, people. This is like Internet 101. You don't even reply to emails unless you know the person, you trust the person, you're expecting the emails. It's not hard. Well, Nevaeh, most IP or ISPs won't, I don't know about yours, but they won't let you buy your own router as your primary router that actually connects to them. You can use it as a secondary router in your house, for Wi-Fi or whatever, but they bind to the MAC address of their router, their quote-unquote modem that you get from them, like Xfinity and all them.
Hey, how's it going, Brian? How you doing?
All right, what's going on?
Not much. Just seeing what you was doing. I don't get to catch you live that often, buddy. What's the subject besides the idiot?
Well, the idiot. I'm just really sick and tired of seeing him say the same shit every day and people fall for it.
Oh, the DDoS thing?
Yeah. It's just frustrating because if there's one thing I know a lot about, it's this. So, he was just saying it again on his stream, and I didn't see anyone else live, so I said, what the hell?
Well, I would think that not one router would cause that whole building shit to act up unless they're tapping into all the routers. And if they're tapping into all the routers, that would be an issue that they would take care of and make sure it wouldn't happen this second time. So it's definitely he's being throttled down on his internet from all the usage.
Well, it's not even throttling, because throttling doesn't disconnect you completely from the internet. Not unless you have a hard data limit, period. I'm
about to say, it does when you got cheap internet, though.
Well, I've only seen that happen when you have a hard data limit where they say, you only get 20 gigs a month, period, and then you're disconnected until the next month. But throttling, they just throttle your speed down. Kind of like on cell phones where they throttle you from 5G to 4G or 3G.
Yeah, well, let's say his apartment buildings caught on to that free Google Fiber for a lifetime when Google Fiber came in town. It's only 5 megabytes of internet. So if that gets throttled down, that could drop you.
Well, yeah, but he's on Comcast, so
Oh, okay. We know what internet provider he's with.
yeah, and if his
Yeah, if he's
whole
with Comcast, he shouldn't be dropping then unless it's like warnings to pay your internet bill or something.
right, which that's their own damn fault. But the reality is, if the whole building is having problems, because some people have said that the apartment place has a primary line, and then they allow everybody to get on their internet as tenants of as part of their rent. But if that was the case, he wouldn't have his own Xfinity router. He would just have like a store-bought Linksys router or something.
You're right. He'd have one of them little Leaksy boxes or something.
Yeah, so it's not that, which means it's either the router itself went bad for whatever reason. He could have screwed with the settings and messed it up or whatever. He could have dropped it. I mean, who knows?
Well, you would know, Brian. You worked in that field before.
Yeah, I also worked at Frontier. I mean, I know how all this stuff works. It's like, that's why it's so irritating he doesn't listen. It's like, it's really simple. Take your damn router a half a mile away to the Comcast store and get a new one. Hey, 13 Kings, Bayou Bandit, Joe Black, go along, get along, everybody. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just on a rant at the moment. It's just frustrating. And then you got these fools in his chat that listen to him, or they egg him on. Either way,
I think most of us in the chat get entertainment out of watching a downward spiral, honestly.
Well, yeah, but the bottom line is there have been people that have actually tried to give him advice on how to solve the issue. Real advice. Like I tried to yesterday. The moment he saw my message in his chat, he banned me again. He does it every time. Either him or one of his mods, one of them banned me as soon as I say anything in the chat. But I've also said it in Andrew's chat, which we all know he watches. And it's like, it's a simple thing. Take your damn router to the store and get a new one. It doesn't cost any extra money. They'll give you a new one. Get your new IP address. And just don't give it out. Use a damn VPN when you get online. And there you go. Problem solved. He doesn't solve it. He doesn't do it because...
that's his problem. He keeps showing his IP address.
Well, the other thing is he's not solving the issue because he wants the sympathy. He wants the boo-hoo, I need money because they're DDoSing me, which I fucking hate it. Don't say DDoS. It's not DDoS. For crying out loud.
I think it's just a way to get free weed, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Off of sympathy.
That's exactly what it is, because me, Nevaeh, Andrew, Asmar, I mean, many people have told him how to solve this. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say it on here for the world to see. He can't tell anybody he doesn't know how to fix this, because here's the answer right here. And he wants to be a fool and still try to play the sympathy card. Everybody can look here and see that he's already been told how to solve the issue. He just doesn't want to. And it just amazes me that these people keep giving in to him.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're always going to have people out there like that. That's why you always got scammers out there.
Joe Black. You're right, adjust your focus. I mean, the thing that makes it worse for me, that ticks me off, is that his mother has to put up with the problem just because he wants the sympathy. Now, we all know his mother's lonely. She's stuck with him all day, every day. The internet is a reprieve for her. So she gets online for whatever reason, does whatever she does. I'm sure she watches streaming stuff on her TV or whatever. And he would rather have the sympathy by letting his internet connection be down than take a half hour to go and fix it so his own mother could have internet. And then he claims stupid shit like we're trying to put his mother's life in danger by taking down the internet connection. You know, everybody knows
I
now.
could see that if she was on oxygen or something.
Well, I mean, I can understand, like, if they have, I don't know what kind of phone they have, but he said that that she used the internet for her phone. He said that once, so that's why I was like, okay, well, why are you not resolving this issue then? You know, it's his own fault. It's kind of like the other day. It tripped me out real funny when we were sitting in Andrews watching him, and he had asthma on live stream while he was driving, and somebody found it was probably hostile, gave in and gave him weed money, and he's going to the store, and somebody kept calling him from a restricted number, and he was blaming Andrew. Now, Andrew is working. We can all see him. You know, every time he turns the camera on, he's at work. And his phone is streaming the damn content. But he's blaming Andrew for it. And he tried to say Andrew was committing attempted murder by calling him while he was driving. Ain't that the funniest shit?
Yeah. I was just in that stream where he was saying that crazy shit.
Yeah, Nevada, I don't know if it's VoIP or what. I'm guessing it is, but he said she uses the internet for the phone. So, but yeah, he freaking live streams while he's driving, talking to Asmar, looking down at the screen instead of the road, and he smokes weed while he's driving, which means he's intoxicated, but he's going to complain and call attempted murder on a phone call. Seriously, people?
Isn't texting and driving illegal? And wouldn't YouTube and driving be along the same type of thing?
I don't think that they've classified live streaming in that category yet. I'm sure they will eventually.
Well, I mean, live streaming like me, just talking is a different thing. But he posts links. He posts his PayPal. He interacts with people in the chat, all while driving.
But yeah, you could see him looking down at the damn screen instead of looking at the road. I mean, it's like, are you that dumb you're going to live stream yourself committing a crime? Like, that's got to be some kind of distracted driving crime or something. I mean, here in New York, you can't even have, like, one of those air fresheners hanging from your rearview mirror. It's considered a distraction, and you can get a ticket for it. So I'm pretty damn sure that in most states, they would find some way to give you a ticket for looking at a phone for live streaming.
Did you see how terrified he was about that glitter bomb the other day?
No, I missed that.
Oh, man, somebody mailed him a glitter bomb.
Did he get it? They get him?
No, he took it outside and stomped the shit out of it till the glitter came out of it.
Yeah.
He was acting like it was a whole damn bomb or something.
Hey, that's a smart thing to do. You think it's a bomb, go stomp on it. That's real smart.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Smart move would be called a bomb squad if you thought it was really a bomb.
Yeah, I did see something about headlights. Somebody was pointing headlights supposedly at his window, and as soon as he opened the door, they drove away.
And while you were doing his live stream, somehow he can't afford a new router, but he did get surveillance for his house, and he will be filming everybody. It doesn't even matter if it's the neighbor's friends, just in case something happens. His words, not mine.
Well, yeah, but there's also he's got 2 computers. He's got a smartphone with service. I mean, it's funny how for somebody so poor, he has to ride his mother's Section 8 and beg for weed and cigarette money every day. But yet he has, I don't care how old the technology is, he could have freaking hawked it or sold it for weed money if he was so desperate. But yet, I mean, they've got all this technology and shit, and all the microphones and the cameras and all that stuff. Funny how he's got so much stuff for being so damn poor. The only reason I have this computer that I'm using right now is because Flathead gave it to me. Flathead, it used to be Flathead Corruption Watch. Now it's Flathead Exposed. But he's the one that exposes Beware Mouse and deals with Beware Mouse a lot.
Yeah.
He gave me this computer, and he gave me the monitors for it. He just moved to Belize. He just moved his whole family to Belize, bought a house, or had a house built down there. But he was, I've known him since You're cutting out bad.
I'm sorry. Somebody sees that new channel now, though.
I'm still not understanding you. You're
out now. Can you make it out now?
Yeah, I got you now.
I was saying somebody said he made a new channel now, though, that he had to make a new channel. Is that true?
Oh, Beware Mouse?
Not Beware Mouse. Yeah, I heard he's back.
He never
in
went.
the cut somewhere.
He never left. He's still got 2 channels. He never left. He's still here. And Flathead didn't create a new channel. He changed the name of his.
Okay, that might be what it was, that he changed the name to it.
Yeah, Flathead's a really good guy, man. He's helped a lot of people. He did a lot of homeless intervention. He's done a lot for the community. He's been around 1A forever, almost as long as I have.
If you talk to him again, Brian, or if you can snatch it for me, get that whole fucking Poor Dirt Farmer panel thing so I can watch that in its full context.
It might be on his channel already, but either way, I'll let him know. Several people have that, though. I think I Could Be has it, or he knows where it is.
I Could Be don't like me.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would provide that link to anybody who asked.
He might. I'll ask.
He's in the chat now, so hey, I Could Be. If you know where that is, could you drop a link so Exile could refer back to it?
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. I know you don't like me, but I need the truth out here.
Yeah.
Not clips. I need the full context.
Well, I Could Be was in that panel, so.
Yeah, I remember.
But either way, like I'm saying, I would not have this computer if it was not for Flathead. So, I had my phone, and that's what I used. And, Flathead was kind enough to give this to me. So, and I fully admit, he gave it to me. I really appreciate it. So, he's helped me over the years.
That's what you consider a friend, Brian.
Yeah, Flathead.
That's what friends do for each other.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like I didn't beg him for it. He offered it to me, and of course, yeah, I appreciate it. It's not a supercomputer, but it's damn sure better than what I had, and it does a lot, so.
I bet it's better than this damn phone or this laptop that I'm working on while I put my tower on hold.
Yeah, well, I ran my channel for years off of a phone, a piece of shit LG phone. I did all my video editing on it, everything.
Oh, and them LGs are the worst.
Yep, but I did it. I made it work, and I saved up money and was able to get a cheaper laptop. I Could Be says he doesn't have it because it was 2 years ago. I know it's out there. I know Mike, he goes by Rex A. Fredrickson is a danger. He had it. Flathead, I know has it. I just don't know if it's posted public or not. So I'll have to ask. But it is out there. So
Yeah, on the Rex A page, I came across it, and when I came across it, it was just the clip that I could find that everybody's been playing.
Right. Well, he may have it private, but I know he has it. And Flathead even has the Beware Mouse original, where he live streamed himself pissing into a jug. You know, he didn't. Apparently, he forgot the camera was on, and what's the kicker was he exposed himself on camera. The live stream was not marked as not for children, and he's on the sex offender list, and yet YouTube still didn't do anything about it. Like, a lot of us, contacted YouTube about it, and still they didn't do anything. So I was going to replay the Rebels, the audio from Rebels stream, but, I didn't think people really wanted to listen to him on my stream, so that's why I didn't bother. Hey, there you are, Rex, or Mike, sorry. I keep forgetting to call you Mike. Well, yeah, if you can find that, Mike, there's a lot of people that have been asking about the whole 2-hour video.
Oh, they're saying that was on Emo's old page, so that video might be gone.
Yeah, but other people have it, so I know they have it because I've seen it.
How recently did you see it, Brian?
It was about a year or so ago, because that's when I confronted Farmer about it.
Okay, then yeah, somebody still got it then.
So
the full context is just as bad as the clips.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the clip did show one thing. The clip didn't show that PDF has said was towards the end of the video he tried to get Mouse to say sorry to the victim, but again, that really doesn't change the rest of the video at all. I mean, I can only go by what I see and what he told me when I confronted him about it a year ago. That's all I can go by. Oh, it did? They took down that one? Finally. He still got the core belief one? But
yeah, I'll let you later, bro. Sorry about that. No, I wasn't talking to you, Brian. I was leaving my homeboy's house.
Apparently one of Beware Mouse's channels just got taken down.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We've been trying to take him down for years, man. People some people try to claim that they have been there from the beginning trying to take him down, and they weren't. It was people like me and Monkey83 and Flathead. We were the original ones that were trying to get Mouse taken down. And then
when was he found out?
God, that was 4.5 years ago now. Monkey83.
So that would have been right before I left. I'm surprised I didn't hear about that guy before I left.
Yeah, it was Monkey83 and Cybertron were the first ones to expose his record. And at first, some of us didn't believe it because Mouse had told people a different name and showed a different picture of himself that was actually somebody else. So it didn't match the records that was exposed. And then one day, Mouse accidentally showed his face on camera, and it matched the record. And that's how he got truly, outed after the record had already been out for like a month. That's when me and other people, who had supported Mouse for a while, we were like, what the hell? That's not the picture he showed us. That's not the same guy. And that was it for him, man. He lost almost all the support he had that day. Yeah, Man with a Mic was one of the people. And then eventually Desert Sentinel got in. 10th Man got in. a lot of people over the years now have tried to expose him. Even his own son. His own son gets on here.
The sad thing is, it makes you think how many more are along the lines like him that we're friendly with and don't even know about their backgrounds.
Oh, I know. That's why it got big. Like people like I Could Be and the Frog, all them, they started digging into everybody's backgrounds after that. Like they did mine. They posted, some people posted my entire legal history all over Discord. But at the same time, it's like I don't have nothing to hide. I never hid my record. I always said what I've done. I screwed up. I know that. I made mistakes and I paid the price for it, and I know that. But I never.
Same here, and I even go as far as to say I don't regret any of my violent mistakes. They were a learning experience.
Yeah, well, I regret a lot of mine, but everybody's different. But the bottom line is, I don't got no felonies. Luckily, I was able to avoid felonies, and I got no sex crimes at all. Yeah, Mike.
Well, same here with no sex crimes. I got a gang of disorderly conducts. I got a few violent cases, an attempted auto theft when I was a teenager, which I don't know if they could dox that, but I don't care. I put my own personal business out there because I don't really give a fuck. Like I said, I did it. I lived that life. And, I don't feel bad about anything other than catching a felony because the people that I did things to, they had it coming. They were real fucking dirtbags, just like at the time I was a dirtbag.
Rex A. Fredrickson is a danger to the public. He says Desert Sentinels videos are in his My Featured section. I believe he's going to look for that whole panel, the 2-hour panel. And like I said, I'll try to check and see if Flathead has it. Bayou Bandit says...
I greatly appreciate it because, I just want the full context so I don't feel like I'm right or wrong on either side. Because I've had one experience so far where I got partial context and that situation pissed me off when I looked like a fool.
Yeah, Bayou Bandit says Cheeky Monkey has a lot of Beware Mouse videos to look under that channel.
Start dropping links, my friends. Please start dropping links. I'll do the searching.
If you guys could just drop the links in the channel, because you're mods, at least Exile can refer back to this video at about the 44-minute mark or so, and find the links that you guys drop, please, if you don't mind. But that whole situation, like I said, it came to my attention a year ago. The clip was what was shown to me first, and I was like, well, that doesn't really show everything. So I watched the whole 2-hour-long panel.
All right, how you doing?
Oh, yeah. So I watched that whole.
Keep talking, Brian. I'm at the gas station. Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah. So I watched the whole 2-hour panel, and that's when I sent PDF a text, and I'm like, dude, what's this all about? Why are you defending Mouse? What the hell? And I could only, like I said, I could only go by what I saw on the video. Yes. And then he told me the same thing that he's been telling other people. As far as he was trying to set up Mouse to attack him, which eventually he did attack him, yes. But, again, I could only go by what was said. I Could Be there knows better than me because he was there. But
So how long was Farmer around Mouse after Mouse was exposed?
In what context? As a friend or attacking him?
Like actually hanging out with him on panels and stuff.
I think, as far as I'm aware personally, that was the only time, but I don't know. I don't know if there was others.
So Farmer could be very well telling the truth that he was there to try to set Mouse up.
But that's, you know what, that's one of those things you're gonna have to make the decision for yourself, because that's all we have to go by. But
Yeah, yeah.
I can tell you the honest truth on this, and like I said, I really don't care who it pisses off, but he was not there exposing Mouse for years and taking Mouse's radio station down or any of that, because Mouse's stupid little radio station is still up. It never went down. And he wasn't around for when Mouse took advantage of Flathead or Chris P or others. So I don't know why that claim was made. But I've been there the whole time. So I can tell you who was there and who wasn't.
Cool.
Bayou Bandit posted the channel or the link for Cheeky Monkey, and he also says to search for Beware Mouse, and the videos come up.
All right. Beware Mouse should be an easy one to find. I've already got Rex on my list. I've been following Rex for probably about 3 weeks, maybe a month now.
Right. Well, if you do a lot of your research, you'll see who was actually around, trying to take Mouse down, who was setting him up. Because the one thing that is true is back then it was really hard to get Mouse on anybody's panel for any reason. Mouse was very on guard after everybody started going after him. So, hey, Terry, thank you for that, man. Appreciate it.
Well, that seems to be a common thing with all of these child pedos that's been exposed, is they go straight into hiding. The only one that I've seen bold out here is that first Dash. I'd have to go look at his name. We call him Dash.
Yeah,
First
I know what you're
Amendment
talking
auditor
about.
with a dash in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then there's Rick Crude, because he freaking admits he likes touching little boys. So.
Yeah, every time that fool goes live, it's off of a pre-recorded video that he had already recorded and already went out and did. But I always make sure to hop in there if I see him live and make sure his chat's aware of what kind of piece of shit the dude is.
Oh yeah, he is, definitely. But how you doing, Terry?
You watched him when we had him on AC's channel, didn't you? He was smug as fuck.
Oh yeah. I was in the chat talking shit to him, man. I've been saying for years, man. He's been threatening me for years. He's gonna beat me up. He's gonna kill me. All this stuff. I've been begging people for years to help get him up here or get me down there so I can face him off in face. I have no problem with going toe to toe with him. I'll show the world what a piece of crap he is and how weak he is.
Hell, he's the auditor. He's supposed to travel around the country for what he does. Have his ass.
You're roboting bad.
It's where I'm at.
So, yeah, I mean, dude, Rick Crude is one of those people that needs to be taken down a serious notch. I mean, he threatens everybody, talks crap about everybody, and it's just bull. What's up, Slowburn?
I agree, and he's been out here for years doing that shit. I mean, years.
Oh, I know. I've been around since he first came around, man. I was one of the first people he threatened.
Oh, I know, Brian. You was around when I first came around. You was already here.
Yeah,
that was years.
Roboting. How you doing, Slow Burner? I'm sorry I didn't catch your stream last night, man. I just decided I wasn't really going to get on the streams during the day. So I just worked on some knife scales and watched a Transformers marathon. So I didn't get on any streams till late last night.
Well, thanks for the info on what direction to lead me in on that subject. I'm going to hop down and listen to you because I'll probably be choppy half of the way to the airport. But I'll be in the chats listening.
All right, man.
Later, my friend.
Yup. So, like I said, people, if anybody else wants to come up, I'm good. But anybody's up here, I'm putting that overlay up just because I ain't taking no chances with anybody. It's nothing against anyone. I'm just not dealing with that. I mean, I've got preventatives in place, but still, can only be so quick on the draw. All right, James. So, at any rate, like I said, I had started this chat originally just because nobody else was live and Rebel was on his rants again, talking all this shit. And it's just bull, man. At least now, you know what? I can refer right back to this video. He cannot claim he doesn't know how to solve this issue with his internet. Because it is not a damn DOS attack at all. And the answer has been said on this chat 20 times over between me and people in the chat. No, slow burner, but so many people have been bombed, I'm just not going to bother taking the chance. Like I said, I mean, I've got preventatives in place, but I still, you know, it's not worth it. I could, you know, it's not like people have to see the pulsating icon. I'm the only one that really looks for that because that's how I tell who's talking when I'm using the closed captioning. Amanda. That shit was funny the other night, though, on AC's. What's up, Scooter? When people were trying to pay Amanda to get Amanda booted, so Amanda was trying to pay to stay back on. That was pretty funny. I gotta admit, I'm like, man, I should have thought of that. Sounds like fun, yeah. I gotta do my turtle tank again. I gotta do a water change and clean the substrate. See, there's certain people that try to claim that they started the whole pay to boot on their streams. Like NC Tyrant Hunter, he tries to say that he started that. He did not start that. In the 1A at least, it started on my channel over 4 years ago, and Southside Slacker was the one that brought it up. And we were doing $1 to boot. You're in the money-making business right now? Well, everybody's in the money-making business. I started saying stuff like, you know, people, you want to pay for, like, boot for life or no boot for life, I'll do that. I ain't against it. I know, Slow Burner. Your draw thing is fun, too. It's just one of those things that started for fun. You know, it wasn't meant to be derogatory or nothing like that. That's why when we started it, we used to just do $1. It was like, you want somebody booted off the panel for 5 or 10 minutes, it was $1. And it was always done in super chats back then. So, you know, we only got 70 cents of it. Hey, Amanda, if you want a custom-made, really high-quality knife, I'm your guy. Or an axe, or any kind of blade. I haven't really tried any metal sculptures yet. I guess I could mess around with that. It's kind of hard, you know, that's my shtick, and, you know, not many people online are, like, looking for a high-quality custom knife, you know. And COVID really hurt my business with that big time. I mean, I still do other things like welding jobs, and I've got a welding job lined up to do a custom bumper. The guy wants a really big bumper, and he wants to be able to put e-bikes on it, 2 e-bikes. But he also wants to be able to use it like a mini patio off of the back of his schoolie, because he's converting a school bus to like a mobile home type thing. And so I got to do that, but I can't do that until all the snow melts and it's warmer, because you don't want to be welding out in the cold like that. It could actually cause what's called cold welds. So, something like that has to be rock solid. So, unfortunately, that job I got to wait to do until the snow melts. And we just got a bunch of snow. What's good, Conspiracy? How you doing? And, to pull a rebel, my Cash App is up in the corner there, on the top left. If anybody wants to help, I appreciate it. I actually use donations for things like, food and rent and medicine copays and that. I don't use it for weed and cigarettes. Conspiracy media, man, you're getting much better with the guitar, man. A lot of people have been saying you've been getting really good with it. I've only heard you the one time I put my ears on when you were on David's and doing it a little bit, but it was a little too much sensation overload, so I can only listen for a little while. But if you ain't sub to each other, post your links, post your donation links, do whatever you want. Well, why aren't you even a mod? What the hell? Is that the real conspiracy? Just to double check, could somebody do a go-to channel on Conspiracy Media? I thought I modded him, so I just want to make sure it's him. Oh, alright. Well, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I mean, this was a very impromptu stream, Just kind of pointing out his rebel's idiocy. Keeps saying he's being DOS attacked, and he's not. Thank you. The sad part is I bet Rebel... damn it, clicked the wrong person. What the hell was I saying now? Oh, I know, Conspiracy. That's my point. So many people are cloning. It's like you never know anymore. That's why I'm so glad Google added that back. Or, well, Google, YouTube, whatever. Both work. I think it's funny. I got these little trolls that hang out in Rebels chat that are following me around to every stream I go to now. They even followed me into a freaking karaoke stream. It's like, really? Y'all are that pathetic? Oh, Nova, geez, I didn't even realize that was you, man. How you doing? Okay, thanks, Mike. But these people are like following me to every stream I go to now, and they're trying to talk crap, saying, I was trying to put down the host of the show and all that. It's like, man, go watch the replay. I was having a chat with the host of the show. It's like people forget these streams are still up. As far as me saying shit in the chat, I don't care what people think. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. If people don't like it, oh well. As long as I ain't violating the channel rules. Like slow burners, man. Now, I've argued with people in slow burners chat. He didn't boot me out for it. Same thing with AC's chat. AC's all about letting people go work out their differences or whatever. I missed though when I finally got into AC's last night. He was talking about something happened what Trump said, and I must have missed all that because I didn't even see him in the chat. I think that stream is still up. I guess I'll have to go back and try to find it and see what happened. See, this is the downfall, though, of not restreaming Rebels Rants is dead air, What's up, Heather? I'm sure they're over there talking shit about me and his stream. I'm probably stealing my stream right now. I think it's funny when he accuses Andrew of stealing his content by restreaming him when he's always restreaming people. How stupid is that? Again, if anybody wants to come up, that link is there. And if not, I'm probably not going to stay up a whole lot longer. It seems like a lot of people are busy right now anyways. I don't know. I don't like doing that, slow burner. If I ever have to go back and put or rerun it through closed captioning or whatever, the music messes with it. I can't always wear these headphones. Oh, there you go, Joe. It's kind of like, when there's music on with people talking, it's kind of the equivalent of like people talking over each other as far as closed captioning. Even if it's just instrumental, sometimes closed captioning has a hard time differentiating the sounds. Not always. Sometimes it works fine. Other times it has a hard time. Oh, fine, Heather. Be that way. Yeah, I'll probably not keep it up much longer. It's not like there's many people in here right now. The problem, though, is like the times I want to stream, there's everybody else is on. I don't like stepping on other people's streams, and if I'm going to be sitting here with just 5 or 10 people in here, it's kind of like, what's the point? Well, just go sit in somebody else's chat. Am I a furry fan? I'm guessing you mean furry potato? Is that who you're referring to? I was furry's biggest fan next to Mrs. Potato for a long time. I was one of her head mods, everything, until she started in on all that church crap, all that stuff that's obviously just money-making stuff. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that at all. And I don't care who else tries to say, if I'm not still her biggest fan, that I'm not her, I was never her biggest fan, or whatever it was frickin' said. I was there for all of it. From her coming out video all the way up till she started that church shit. I did the first ever interview with Furry. It's still on my channel. But now it's just, I can't stand by that crap, man. The churches, the private businesses, some people try to say MKingSr is, I'm against, whatever, however you say his frickin' name. He's one of the best out there and all. No, he ain't. He's all about the money, man. He used to be. Yeah, I was, Joe. My wife bowled good. 166, 181, 227. Not bad. That's a good series. It's about average for her. But, I just cannot get behind that stuff. That's what ruined auditing. That's what killed auditing. Oh, I know, Joe. I get it. Everybody's entitled to support whoever they want. I will never tell you don't support her. Ever. I'll just say I don't agree with that stuff. The only people I say don't support are idiots like Rebel. He doesn't deserve support at all. Not after what he did to people, not after what he still does. All of his lying, all of his begging for frickin' weed and cigarettes, trying to say he earned it, yelling at people if they don't donate. What kind of crap is that? Why would somebody yell or donate to somebody who yelled at them for not donating? That's what I don't get. Why would anybody do that? I would never sit here and say, slow burner, you asshole, you better donate to me or I don't like you. I would never do that. It's absurd. And yet they give in and they give him money. He tries to say he's got mental disabilities. No, he don't. Everybody knows if that punk had freaking mental disabilities, he would be diagnosed and he would be on disability right now. Because there's no way he would turn down free money. No way. He would be on disability as fast as he could if he had that. So anybody that believes that crap is just gullible. He is not mentally disabled at all. Roller Coaster. Never seen your name before, but Rebels, he pretends to be part of 1A and then the drama community and all that. He's just an asshole who lies and begs for weed money every day. Literally. I'm not kidding you. He goes by many names like Rebel City Sports, Rebel City Dorks, all that crap. He live streams every day begging for weed and cigarette money. And if people don't donate to him, he starts getting real aggressive, and he starts yelling and saying that people don't care about his life, and he accuses people of trying to kill him because they called him while he was driving. That tripped me out, and I'll never forget that one. But I stopped paying attention to about 99.9% of quote-unquote auditing. Duffman, what's up? Most of it, it's just about money now. It's not about making a difference. It's not about getting laws changed. It's not about any of that. It's about money. Oh, yeah, and making threats. Yeah, Rebel makes threats. You're right, Nevaeh. Joe Black. Oh, okay, roller coaster. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. I lost my mother a little over 2 years ago, so I get it. I can't imagine your loss. I mean, I've got 3 children, and I cannot imagine what that's like. I mean, it was hard enough with my mother, who was, it had been expected for years. She was slowly going, and still, it was hard. Well, that's just it, though, slow burner. People were doing good, proper audits for a living, full time, and they were not harassing people. They were not calling cops tyrants for no reason. They weren't doing any of that shit. They were doing good, proper audits, making a difference, and still getting millions of views a month and making 5 to 10 grand a month. But then all of a sudden, it's all about, who can you piss off? Who can you argue with? Or how, can you force the cops to arrest you knowing you'll get off on it? You won't have to pay much to get out or whatever. But, once all that started, forget it. Yeah, you're right, roller coaster. I hate that shit now, man. You see some thumbnails that are like, must see tyrant assault me, and then you watch the video, and the quote unquote assault is like the cop waved their hand in front of the camera for a second. That was the assault. I cannot stand clickbaiting. You're right, roller coaster, because I still talk to a lot of them. I mean, I still talk to SAX to C Prez. I still talk to Southside Slacker. I still talk to a lot of the OGs that have been around, as long as I have, or almost as long as I have, or some even longer than I have. Exactly, I could be. They are sick and tired of it, and they were going to do whatever it takes to make examples of people. Absolutely. You are 100% correct on that. And I said that was going to happen years ago. I was telling people, you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. They are going to get tired of being treated like garbage. Called tyrants for doing their jobs. Literally just doing their job. Their job description literally says, ask for ID. So, asking for the ID is their job description. Well, see, you can't say all that, though, slow burner, because honestly, I've worked on intros that took over 40 hours. I'm just saying, it's hard to judge that based on hours. Editing and rendering can take a long time. Yeah, exactly, I could be. And it wasn't that way before. Before, knowledge was being spread. Laws were getting changed. Policies were getting changed. It wasn't about the money. But once people started to see that, I mean, making a decent living is, making a couple grand or whatever a month, okay. That would be like a full-time job. But then people started getting greedy, and it's like 4 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand a month. I've done the math on some people's channels, and they've had months where they got over 30 grand in a month just from ad revenue. And that's just on the videos they posted that month. That doesn't count any videos that were posted prior to that month. Doesn't count super chats, and doesn't count PayPal donations. Think about that. 30 grand. That's like where I live. There are some neighborhoods where you could buy a house for less than that. I mean, my old house that I had when my wife and I were still living together and we had the kids and all that, it was a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in a decent neighborhood for 47 grand. It was right on the border of the city and one of the suburbs. And just because it was still in the city limits, it was cheaper. But think about that. Man, if I had months like these people, I could have paid that house off in less than 2 months. Yeah, exactly. But if nobody had started forcing the issue with what I call fake audits, going to private businesses and going back to the same post office 3 and 4 times and all that bull, if people hadn't have done that, it never would have became a thing to begin with. But once people started doing it and saw the results of the ad revenue from those videos, it just snowballed, and that was it. Todd is good people, yes, but I won't agree on Jack. Slacker is one of the best people I've ever met, one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. And a lot of people have never taken the time to actually sit down and just talk to him. Yeah, he used to get really mouthy, really vulgar, and he knows I never agreed with that. I told him many times I don't agree. And he's even apologized for it before. But he never resorted to going to a cookie store or a gas station or a mom and pop repair shop or any of that crap. And people walking around saying, I can do whatever I want on the sidewalk. It's my right. What do you care? It's still activism. Sitting there on the sidewalk harassing private citizens for no reason other than clicks and views is not activism at all. That's clicks and view getting. That's it. Sitting there cursing and yelling at private citizens for no reason, that's not activism. Private citizens are the people you need on your side. You cops, you need on your side. See you, Joe. But it's just, when people say all cops are bad, all cops are evil, blah, blah, blah. No. Wrong. Now, we all know, of course, there are cases where cops don't always get charged when they should have for small things or whatever. I get that. We all know that happens. But if you actually do your research, you will see that less than 1% of all law enforcement gets even charged with anything annually. That includes speeding tickets, jaywalking tickets, any of that. Now, obviously, we all know that there's some that go unreported. So even if you say give it a 500% margin of error, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, I don't know about any of y'all, but 500% margin of error. And you look at that. That is still only like 4.6 or 4.7% of all law enforcement. Think about that. So more than 95% of cops don't get charged with anything. Now, yes, say 5%. That's still a lot. That's still over 30,000. That is a lot. That's undeniable. We all agree to that. Cops shouldn't be doing anything wrong at all. We all agree to that. But you're not going to fix that problem by alienating the other 95%. That never made sense to me. Why do people do that? Well, that's good, Nevaeh. But it's so mind-boggling that nobody looks at these things. They just blindly run around saying all cops are bad, all cops are evil, fuck all cops, all that stupid shit. That doesn't solve anything. It just doesn't. Nevaeh, I saw somebody say that, but I didn't see the proof of it. But either way, it's just so aggravating, having spent so many years trying to do whatever I could to help auditors and help auditing. I even did audits myself. I did cop watches myself. I tried. I tried to get auditing back on track. And I got brushed aside by so many that I helped over the years. And people keep asking me, why am I at the position I'm at now? Why do I hang out where I hang out now? Why am I not backing all these so-called auditors now? Well, there you go. I'm not going to back something that only causes more harm. Absolutely not. I did not become a part of auditing. And I did not become an auditing just to cause more problems, to cause hatred towards law enforcement. Absolutely not. I got into it because I wanted to help spread knowledge. Because there was a lot of things I didn't know until I became a part of the community of auditing. Things about the Constitution, things about, state laws, all that I didn't know until then. Because it was about spreading knowledge. It was not about spreading hatred. Yeah, Roller Coaster, I wasn't just a troll. I was the first troll of auditing. I mean, it was back when I first started watching it and all that, I was a silent observer for a while. But then I was just like, auditors wouldn't answer my questions. I kept leaving question after question, and all I saw was what the video showed. And, yeah. As far as the whole trucker stuff, I'm all for showing it. Showing your activism in that. Showing the sign. Showing that. I'm all good with that. When you start blocking roads, blocking bridges, all that shit, no, I don't agree with that. But I'm definitely all about, if peaceful protesting, absolutely. That's how we got, years ago, back in the late 80s and early 90s, we got a lot of things changed about gay rights here in Rochester because my mother was a lesbian and, she got ridiculed a lot and her friends did. And there was a lot of issues here. And I got into activism when I was 11 when I started going to the protests with my mother. Remember the YouTube war of 2019 between watchers and watchers of the watchers? I know there was a lot of back and forth. I mean, I didn't really call it a war, but I guess you could call it a YouTube war. You know, it's like the U.S. truckers. Like, you know, they're going to D.C. in a big roundabout way. That's fine. But I've seen people that were like, they need to take over Washington and block all the streets and surround the White House and all. You really think that's going to solve anything? But if they go peacefully and protest, yeah, historically, peaceful protests have achieved more than non-peaceful protests have in the U.S. Yeah, well, Hemming was just a frickin' douche. Always was. He fancied himself the leader of auditing. None of us bowed down to his ass. But, see, that's all, you know, as far as like, you made me think of it, Nevaeh. It's just, the real internet wars that used to go on was back in the 90s and that on the IRC. Those were internet wars. Today's is nothing like that. God, I haven't seen that name in a while. Hopefully he's got his head buried in the sand permanently. Yeah, Nevaeh, you were talking about that the other day, and I looked it up a bit. But again, slow boner, yeah. See, people thought that was a Yahoo thing or an AOL thing. That started on the BBSs. Once BBSs started doing what was called World Link, where a BBS would link to another BBS across the country, everybody with ASL, ASL. And the first time I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like age, sex, location. It was like, none of your business. Dude, none of your business. Man, those are going back, man. I remember playing the text-based role-playing games back then. The MUDs. That's what got me into computers to begin with. It was a game called Tele Arena, and that's what got me into it. That's what got me into programming, too, because that's what I wanted to make, was a game like that, and I did. Those were the days. Holy crap. I miss it. The internet has changed so much since then. I remember back the old teleconference days when you used to type like LOL, it would say to everybody else like Nevaeh is laughing out loud. The IRC is really what changed everything. Because most of us that got on there, the people, the software engineers of today that run the companies today that started all that, that was where it came from. A lot of like the programmers I knew from back then, they lead up big ass teams of programmers in all the major corporations around the world now. But see, I would not get on AOL. I refused to get on AOL. And I didn't get on Yahoo Chat. I stuck to the IRC up until like web stuff started coming out. God, Pal Talk. Shit, I remember back in the frickin' 80s and that phone freaking, and I mean, I know it started in the 70s, but I didn't do it till the 80s. Oh my god, the trout! Holy shit! Wow! Damn, WTT, holy nostalgia, man. Holy shit. That was a big one on BBS teleconference. Holy shit. Oh, man. And that was considered like so derogatory back then. It like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do the trout, man? What'd I do? Why you slap me with the trout like that? Oh, man. And this is where it makes you think of that New York tyrant poser idiot. Tries to say he's the god of the internet. And he's been doing it so long because he started getting on some games in like the early mid-90s. Oh, come on, I could be, man. WTT's been a fan of mine for a long time. I never did MySpace, never did Facebook, never wanted to. They were all too easily hacked. And I knew the people that hacked them. Man, that trout shit, holy crap. That goes back. Yeah, WTT, yeah, he's special, alright. I remember I used to sit in the teleconference and like, what are you doing? And you'd type ponder. And it would say, like, you know, Raider is pondering life, the universe, and the number 42. I still say it to this day. Oh yeah, they brought back a lot of stuff. You could get on that oh my god, what is it called now? Steam. Like all the old BBS games, like Tel Arena and Trade Wars and Lord and all that, T-Lord, all them, they're on there. You could actually play web ports of them. I remember playing Tel Arena and you used to draw a little map. Like if you went north, you drew a little line north. And if you went northeast, you drew a little line northeast. And they'd have a pile of maps that you drew from all the areas in the game. And then I started making areas for the game. Well, it must have changed a bit because it didn't want shit for access from me. Yeah, WTT's funny. I've always given him credit for that. He's witty as hell. Well, WTT, man, you need to go after Rebel. Have some fun with him. Man, I honestly wish I had a new knife commission to work on. And I mean, I got to finish up these knife scales and put them on this knife, but then it's done. Just got to polish it up. It's just the same shit every day. He's still claiming he's being DOS attacked and all that. And he's not. Yeah, but I think WTT could have a lot of fun with him. Even if only confusing the hell out of him. Man, I can't believe it. I still can't get that out of my head. That was a hell of an entrance, WTT. Poor Nevaeh. He's got all those horny fish. I think you need to put, like, some egg-eating fish in there. Oh, it's even worse is he steals content and then he accuses the people he stole from of stealing from him. Oh yeah, my roommate had some Dempseys. I think he ended up feeding them to his Oscars, if I remember right. I would love to. I wish I had like a giant pond, and I would love to get like some South American red-tail catfish and stuff like that. Put them in there. Let them get huge. That's why I want to go to Thailand. They got them ponds in Thailand. They take the biggest fish species from all over the world and put them in these ponds. And they live together. They coexist. Great. And then you can go there and fish these ponds. I mean, you could catch 200, 300, 400-pound fish from Asia in the same pond that you catch 300-pound fish from South America. That would be freaking fun as hell. I love fishing for carp, regular old-fashioned carp. They fight great. They fight better than salmon. All salmon do is jump around until they're tired. Alright, well, I guess, around the 2-hour mark or so, that's like 12 minutes from now, or no. Damn, that freaking time is so small. I've been up, so about, I might kill it sooner than that. My roommate had some, he had some red tail, some shovel nose, some Oscars. He had stuff like that. He was really into the fish for a while. Well, I use carp as bait too when I'm going for like muskie. I'll take like a 4, 5, 6 pound carp and rig it up as bait. Throw it back out in the water and get muskie. Northern pike will get them too if you got a big enough pike, but muskie dwarfs northerns. The sturgeon eat them too, but sturgeon like really dead shit. Oh yeah, I know. There's lots of different carp species all over the world. There's a place here. We used to call it Russell Station. It's actually called Slater Creek, but there was a coal power plant on that creek, and they used to use the creek water to cool off the generators. So year round, that waterway would be like 75 plus degrees, even in the dead of winter. You could have a negative 50 wind chill, and it would still be 70 plus degrees in that water. And people started throwing their goldfish and shit in there when they didn't want them anymore. And all those goldfish got huge. We started catching, like, I don't know what they're called, but like them cold goldfish with the big bulbous eyes. I don't know what their sub name is or whatever. But we started catching, it was like 2.5 pounds. But they shut that power plant down. So all of it, it used to get a lot of salmon, trout, everything. Once they shut that power plant down, most of the fish just died. Yeah, it's called, indeterminate growth, yeah. But most of the fish died. And the rest of the fish, like the salmon in them, they stopped going in there. So it's like a dead water now. You got a few, they got some, there's little shales or shads and stuff like that, but that's about it in there. Apparently I bored some people with the fish talk. I should put like a banner up on there on the screen that says, and instead of donating to Rebel, donate to me. It works for other people. Actually, the fish around Chernobyl are pretty small. Like the Wells catfish and shit they're pulling out of there are a lot smaller than they should be. Yeah, I know, Nevaeh, but it's been done so much now. I mean, they're like in Spain, there's rivers that almost only have non-native species, invasive species in there now. But they're so popular because the fish got huge. Like the Wells catfish. They're catching them 8+ feet long now. Wow, dropped all the way down to 8 people. Yeah, definitely got boring with the fish talk, apparently. Alright, well, since it's dropped down that much anyways, I might as well just kill it now. And, it's been just almost 2 hours anyways. So, I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Maybe I'll do a more planned stream soon. With better content that's actually entertaining and not just random talk. I can talk about fish for days. I mean, I've been fishing my whole life. I've studied every fish species that's in the U.S. waterways. And not most, but a whole lot of species from the Amazon and all that. But at any rate, I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. And I don't know if you're still here, Terry, but thanks for that super chat or that super sticker earlier. So, otherwise, I guess I'll just catch everybody in whatever stream you're in later. So, have a good day, everyone.